And Reece holding midfield, Declan Rice, Nelly Anderson, Anthony Gordon over on the left-hand side, Malecki on the right, and Jude Bellingham, who got one of the four, of course, against Croatia, just off Harry Kane. And for the Ghanaians, it's Sari in goal. Back four from left to right. Looks like a 4-3-3 for Ghana. Mensah, Opoku, Jeti and Sanea. The three in midfield, Saibu, Partey and Urenki. And the front three, Anton Semenyo, of course, who could have played for England, Jordan Ayew and Inaki Williams. On the benches then. Takes a while to read these out, doesn't it? With the big squads. Dan Burn, this is England. Burn, Shalabar, Eze, Henderson. Henderson times two, of course. You've got Dean Henderson, goalkeeper, plus Jordan Henderson, the midfielder. Mainu, O'Reilly, Kwanzaa, Rashford, Rogers, Saka, Stones, Tony, Trafford and Watkins. And for Ghana, Adu, Anang, Ziggy, Baba, Boaki, Bolsabar, Fatawu, Lakarson, Moomin, Nuamar, Awusu, Pepra, Sidu, Silimana and Thomas Asante. That completes the lineups. Do remember you can follow the match on your national broadcaster. You are listening to Independent Studio-based off-tube commentary of this Group L match between England and Ghana, about to take place. The other game, by the way, in this group in the second phase is due to take place in the early hours. Panama vs Croatia kicks off at midnight British summertime. We've already seen earlier today, Portugal beat Uzbekistan 5-0. It appears as if Cristiano Ronaldo has finally arrived at this competition. A couple of goals from CR7, comfortable win for the Portuguese, and they are back on track. England, can they remain on track? Can Ghana cause a shock and beat England, who've never lost to an African team in a competitive game? They have lost, in fact, under Thomas Tuchel, they lost to Senegal. So it's England in the usual home strip, the white shirts, the white shorts, and the navy shorts. Ghana obviously normally play in white as well, so they are in a changed strip this afternoon. They're in yellow, almost a canary yellow, I'd call it as well. So playing from right to left in the first half, but it's England that are going to get us underway. Are we going to see more of what we saw in that first sort of 15-20 minutes of the second half against Croatia from England? Really front foot football. Declan Rice gets us underway and goes all the way back to Pickford. Takes one touch. Pickford's in a sort of light blue shirt, shorts and socks. Number 4 for England. That's volleyed clear inside the D out towards the far side. I believe that was Jed Spence. Gets his first touch. He'll want to get settled. Ross Spence, the Spurs man. Down the line it goes towards Harry Kane. All down the line for Ghana. That's going to come to nothing, and then it's tidied up by Mark Guay. So Guay in the side at the back in place of John Stones, who's looking for a new home, of course, after he will be leaving Manchester City when his contract expires. England with possession now, just to the right of the centre circle inside their own half with Konza. Touched off, and back to Konza by Noni Maraweki. And down the line it goes. Strong play by Anthony Gordon, and the foot comes in, the challenge comes in, and it's cleared towards the halfway line by Sanea. Plays his football in Ligue 1 for the French side Auxerre. England having to get inside the centre circle, touched on by Konza to Gueye. Gueye's going to leave it to Declan Rice. Back again to the Manchester City man inside the centre circle now with Konza square to his left. Mark Gueye. England dominating possession early doors here in Boston. Picked up now by Elliot Anderson. Sounds like he might be on his way to Manchester City in a big money move. A lot of these sort of big money moves on ice at the moment, aren't they? This tournament is ongoing. There's a lot of dealings, a lot of negotiations going on in the background. England again with possession just inside the Ghanaian half. Madueke. Now it's Jed Spence. Cuts in field slightly. Closed down by Jordan Ayew. Goes back towards the halfway line. First time ball by Gueye out towards that left-hand touchline. And it's Anthony Gordon. Let ball almost level the edge of the penalty area. Back down the line it goes, and in the end it's recycled back towards the halfway line. It's inside the centre circle now with Ezri Konsa. They're just chasing shadows, if there were any shadows in this heat in Boston. There aren't any. First touch now for Madueke down this near side. Cuts in field onto his left foot. Nonchalantly plays it back towards Konsa just outside the centre circle. He's got Anderson ahead of him, but he's gone square to his left, and Gueye again. Gueye's going to find Jed Spence. Jed Spence one touch, and then the second one back towards Gueye. Everybody bar Jordan Pickford inside the Ghanaian half at the moment. Ayew does his best to close down Ezri Konsa. He just goes back to Gueye again. And now picking it up and coming deep is Bellingham. First touch for Bellingham, almost 3 minutes on the clock, and the Real Madrid star just making his way back towards the halfway line just to get his foot on the ball. We haven't seen the likes of Kane touch the ball yet. Looked out towards the near side. Beautifully brought down by Reece James. Level at the edge of the penalty area down this right side. Goes for the 1-2 between himself and Madueke. That works out for him. And then back it goes to Bellingham. Bellingham back towards the halfway line. Again, there's that square ball by Gueye to Konsa. Konsa releases it to Madueke. Now can Madueke take on Mensah down this right-hand side for England? Level at the edge of the penalty area. Holds it up. Ball on his left foot. Just forced out towards this near side. Goes back down the line towards the pink boots of Reece James. And Reece James with the 1-2 between himself and Konsa. A little bit of space now opens up for Bellingham just outside the D. Ball with the outside of the boot towards the far side is a poor one from the Real Madrid man. Goes out of play. And a little sarcastic smile, I think, really, from Bellingham there. Gets the round of applause from Rice. The right idea, I think Rice is saying, just poorly executed by the Brummie. Out of play it goes. Throw in, 4 minutes on the clock. England 0, Ghana 0. Group L, second game. Here's a Jetty. Misses it out towards his near side. Mensah's got a bit of space down this near side for Ghana. Over the halfway line he comes. First touch for Semenyo. So important, of course, for Ghana, the most important player that they have, most experienced. And it goes towards the halfway line, touched up this time by Partey. Ghana then go long down the centre. There's no offside flag up there. Offside flag eventually comes up. The ball is looped over Jordan Pickford and wide anyway, but the run was made, and I think it was Williams, and Naki Williams, indeed it was, a couple of yards offside as the ball was looped over the top. Found himself clear on goal, looped the ball over Pickford wide anyway, and then the offside flag went up. Here's Anderson, now James. Back in field it goes to Ezri Konsa of Aston Villa, square to Rice, Rice left of the centre circle, over the halfway line it goes, finds Jed Spence over on that far side. Preferred today by Thomas Tuchel over Nico O'Reilly. That was just about kept in play down this near side. England won it back, and then that's going to be a free kick as Madueke goes down under the challenge of Anton Semenyo. It's a free kick for England. Nice work from Madueke. Just touched inside. It wasn't Semenyo, in fact, it was the number 8, plays Saibu, who's one of the 4 changes that manager Carlos Queiroz has made today. Very experienced manager, of course, Queiroz. Free kick for England then. out towards this near side. It's just it's almost actually level with the right-hand side of the penalty area and about 35 yards from the byline. And a couple of England players have come over to show some interest in this one of which is Declan Rice. We know how on the money Rice can be with his free kicks, and it comes from Rice. Oh, great one from him actually on this occasion. It's headed clear. Out towards the near side, Rice retrieves it, heads it down to his Arsenal teammate Madueke. Madueke can't find Rice, and Ghana can bring it clear, but then good work actually by Anthony Gordon of all people, tracking back there to win the ball back for England. Back it goes to Pickford, and England can start all over again. We played 6 minutes here at the Boston Stadium, which is the home of the New England Patriots. It's about 65,000 of these very, very impressive American stadiums. It's already hosted the 2 Scotland games. A 1-0 win, of course, against Haiti, and then that narrow defeat to Morocco. Going for England over on the far side. We go inside the Ghana half. Spread from left to right by Anthony Gordon. Madueke makes it stick beautifully to his left boot. Now level with the edge of the penalty area. They've doubled up on him. Still has possession. Scoops it all the way back towards the halfway line. No way through for England at the moment. Back it goes to Konza. Square to his left and away. Still waiting for the first big moment of this game. 7 minutes on the clock. England 0, Ghana 0. Reece James. Ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Looking for Bellingham. Not going to find him. And the referee's blown up there. Just a coming together between Bellingham and Jeremy Opoku. And the reason I think the referee stopped play was that Bellingham went down holding his face. But I think if there was going to be a free kick, the referee allowed play to continue. I think if there was going to be a free kick, it would have been in favour of Ghana. The challenge by Jude Bellingham. He got on the score sheet in that first game against Croatia. So the game will restart, and Ghana will have possession. Haven't seen anything of Ghana inside the England half. There's a long ball forward, swept from left to right, headed clear by Jed Spence. Rice is over there battling for it, and it's really well won back actually by Sanaya for Ghana, who's continued to run down that right-hand side. Down towards the byline he goes, and in the end his strength from Elliot Anderson gets ahead of him, and the Nottingham Forest man sees that ball behind for a goal kick to the goal towards our left-hand side. Pickford low out from the back. Here's Konza. Konza square to his left and Guay. And Guay just holds it up, just to the left of the centre circle. Reece James in plenty of space down this near side, but they've decided not to go that way. And in fact, it's gone back in field again. And eventually finds the feet of Jed Spence over on the far side. Down the line it goes towards Anthony Gordon. Now then Gordon down towards the corner flag, and that's good work actually in the end from Ajeti. Clears long for Ghana. That'll be tidied up though by Ezo Konza, who cushions the pass back to Jordan Pickford inside the D. Pickford low out towards Mark Guay again. Leaves it for Rice. Rice is going to sweep this one out towards his Arsenal teammate Madueke. Brings it down beautifully on the chest. And does he get the throw in? Indeed he does. He tried to loop it over the head of Mensah. Mensah got something on it. Set to play for a throw in for England, which they've already taken. Reece James with that one. Back towards the halfway line it goes. Here's Declan Rice. Rice advancing towards the edge of the penalty area. Just open up a little bit for Rice. Kane edge of the penalty area. Can he get the shot in? Might get it through to Bellingham. No, he can't quite. And Ghana have got it clear out towards this near side. And the ball's gone out of play. That's got too much on it from Mensah. Throw in for England. Three yellow shirts around him. He still managed to get a touch on it inside the D to get it through towards Bellingham. But it was just behind the Real Madrid man. England come again. 10 minutes played here in Boston. England 0, Ghana 0. Elliot Anderson with possession for England. The yellow shirts in front of him. Leaves it to Konza. Konza finds Madueke again down this near side. There's the left-footed ball back in field again to Konza. Now Anderson. Back by Reece James in the inside right position. The Chelsea man back towards Elliot Anderson. Now Rice picks it up. Back towards the halfway line. England having real trouble trying to break the Ghanaians down at the moment. Madueke, can he provide a little bit of inspiration down this near side? There's the cross left-footed, and there's the header clear by Opoku. Retrieve for England through Elliot Anderson. Midway inside the Ghanaian half. Back out towards the near side. And Madueke will try again. Field towards Anderson. Square to Konza and now Mark Waite. Jed Spence as it pokes it forward to Rice. Rice has popped up over on that left-hand side and goes for the 1-2 between himself and Anthony Gordon. Now it's Waite. Anderson towards his right-hand side. He's going to drill one out towards Madueke. Brings it down beautifully on the chest. Looking to take on Gideon Mensah again. There's the low ball down towards the byline. It's a nice one as well. Can they cut it back? Oh, they could. It was Reece James, but there was nobody there in a white shirt. It apply the finishing touches. Good combination work, though, between Reece James and Madueke down this near side. Eventually, the ball's gone out of play. It'll be an England throw, which is pretty much level with the edge of the penalty area down the right-hand side. Reece James goes back towards Konza, though, trying to hurl one in towards the penalty area. Konza again. That's to Reece James, who is now hugging the touchline down this near side as Madueke cuts infield slightly towards the edge of the penalty area. England go all the way back towards the halfway line. Back out to Reece James again. He's got Bellingham inside him, and also Anderson. Anderson then finds Bellingham. Bellingham goes back immediately to Guay. Jed Spence towards Anthony Gordon. He goes down, and he's going to get a free kick here for England, about 40 yards from goal, just to left of centre. And the foul from the Ghanaian number 3, Caleb Yarenki. Just looking at a replay of that combination work. Madueke down towards the byline, cut back by Reece James. And the closest to getting the end of it was actually Anthony Gordon. England then preparing this free kick. Rice and Reece James behind it, as well as Anthony Gordon, who of course is now a Barcelona player. He's playing his trade in Catalonia when the new season starts. Still a meeting going on between James, Gordon and Rice. It looks like it's a little bit too far out for a shot on goal, but you never know. And it looks as if Reece James fancies this one. 5-man wall for Ghana, just inside the penalty area. It's touched off. Shot comes in. Always rising well over the bar from Rice. It was touched off in the end by Reece James. Looked as if he was going to clip one in towards the penalty area, and then he just touched it towards the right side, and Rice drilled it right down the centre of the goal. Got a good couple of yards over the bar, and in the end, the Ghanaian goalkeeper Benjamin Asari happy to watch that one fizz over the bar towards our right-hand side behind goal kick, which Asari's already taken. Kicks long right-footed down the centre. There's a little flick on there, and that is volleyed clear by Konza. Kane gets the flick on, but there's nobody ahead of the Bayern Munich number. He's going to get a free kick actually there, Kane, is he? Just gone down holding his head. A little worried for England. Yeah, it was the Ghanaian defender, Ajeti, who went for the header, and he ended up heading Kane rather than heading the ball. A bit of concern for England. I think Kane's going to be okay. Indeed he is, and he's going to get back onto his feet now, and England will have a free kick just outside the centre circle, inside the Ghanaian half. We played 14 minutes here at the Boston Stadium. It's still England 0, Ghana 0. And Kane making his 116th cap today for England. A couple of goals in the first game, of course. And holds that record, of course, 81 goals for his country now. He's well clear, of course, of Wayne Rooney, whose record he took. He's still going strong. Turns 33 next month, Harry Kane. He will take the free kick short. Rice over on the far side now, stretching down towards the byline. Still going. Good work by Rice. Cuts it back. It's laid off towards Anderson. Gets the shot away. Will it fall for Madueke at the far post? No, it won't. And it's volleyed clear out towards this near side. It'll be a throw in for England midway inside the Ghana half down the left. Good work from Rice initially down that left-hand side. Rode a couple of challenges. Looked like he was fouled actually just to the left of the penalty area. Referee may well have played a good advantage there. Here's Ezri Konza. Right side of the centre circle, 1-2 between himself and Anderson. Then leaves it for Reece James, and Reece James diagonally goes from left to right. Lovely ball as well into the path of Anthony Gordon. Now level with the edge of the penalty area. Ball on his right foot, twisting, turning down towards the byline, cuts it back onto the right boot. Didn't get the cross in though. Goes back for Anderson. That's a wasted opportunity for England there. Gordon does get it back. Goes down towards the byline. Jed Spence, can he cut the ball back? There's the cross. Will it fall for Rice? And in the end, it's gone behind for a corner as Rice did try and get the cross-come shot in at the near post. And the last touch came off of Jonas Ajeti. And it's behind. And it will be England's first corner. And we know how dangerous England can be from corners, especially when Declan Rice is on corner duty, which I assume he will be for this one. They've also got Reece James, who, let's not forget, has got a real quality delivery as well in his armoury. But on this occasion it will be Rice. But since Rice actually in the first game did take them from both sides, so he was playing the right-footed in-swinger and out-swinger. This will be a right-footed in-swinger because it's coming from the left-hand side. Declan Rice in the 17th minute for England. Kane got on the end of one of these in the game against Croatia. It's from the other side, that one. And it comes now from Rice. And they're clear. And a volley clear at the near post by Mensah out towards his near side. And Reece James will happily take the throw-in. Just allows the ball to go out, could have kept it in if he wanted to. Takes the throw in for England, level with the edge of the penalty area, and goes back to Elliot Anderson. Anderson all the way back towards the halfway line. Here's Jed Spence inside the centre circle, sets England on the way again. England have had 80% possession in the first 17 minutes, but nothing to show for it yet, not even an opportunity. Reece James now, can he get a cross in? He does, right-footed, it's a good one as well, but it's headed clear on the edge of the 6-yard area for Ghana. England will retrieve, will they? No, they won't, because there'll be a free kick there. There's the Honduran referee, it's Said Martinez, the man in the middle. Said that Jordan Ayew was being held by Ezri Konsa, and to be fair, the referee's got it absolutely right looking at a replay of it. And Jordan Ayew, 34 now, making his feelings felt for the referee, but he did get his free kick. And Ghana have possession inside their own half, just on the edge of their own penalty area. Jetty out towards Sanaya over the far side, goes long. It's going to have too much on it, that one, and in the end there's a push actually. As down goes Mark Way, and the long ball forward towards Inaki Williams. Pushed him in the back, and in the end the ball going off of Guay behind, but the referee already blown up. Free kick for England, which they've taken. And they're on their way again, England. 18 minutes now on the clock. And still, we wait for the first big moment of this game. The Ghanaians have set out their stall, haven't they? They're going to make themselves as difficult as they can to beat, and they'll be looking to get through to the first hydration break. With this 0-0 scoreline still intact. It looks pretty safe at the moment because England really struggling to break down Carlos Queiroz' side, who would love a draw today. They would almost certainly qualify for the knockout stages with a point today, and not even have to take it down to the final game. Here come England again. That's a heavy touch though by Jude Bellingham, and that allows the challenge to come in, and Thomas Partey puts the ball out. So it's a throw for England, midway inside the Ghanaian half, down the right side. Reece James takes it, throws all the way back towards the halfway line again, and Konsa has it. Konsa with Anderson towards his left-hand side, Reece James towards his right. Just traps the ball on his right foot and then goes back to Anderson, who just retreated back towards the centre circle. Takes it from right to left. Now Spence. Cuts infield slightly, then the ball with the outside of the boot back to Elliot Anderson again. Anderson has made the role in central midfield his own, hasn't he? A little bit of pressure now on Konsa to release the ball quickly towards Guay, and then Guay goes down under a push from Jordan Ayew, and don't think there'll be any complaints this time from the Ghanaian captain. And it's a free kick for England inside their own half, just outside the centre circle. Quick one taken now. Madaweki down this near side, back in field to Reece James, a little bit of space for him, traps the ball, and then right-footed plays the ball into the box, and that's a comfortable save for Benjamin Asari, the Ghanaian goalkeeper. Delivery from Reece James, disappointing because he had time there. Space just opened up for him as Asari goes long for Ghana. Little flick on by Ayew. There's a clash of heads there actually. The referee's going to stop play. And a painful one actually. The England player involved was Reece James, but I think Ayew's come off worse. It's a nasty one, just looking at a replay of it. Both battling for that ball, and the trainer is on for both players, and that gives Thomas Tuchel an opportunity to have a word with one or two of the England players, and the one who's receiving most of the attention from Thomas Tuchel is Jude Bellingham, who's come across towards the inside. We're only about a couple of minutes short of the hydration break. In fact, they'll be over here again in a couple of minutes following this check on Ayew and Reece James. So we've played 20 minutes, and it's not been in any shape or form a similar contest to the one we saw between England and Croatia. Really free-flowing game, that one. 4 goals in the first half. And England then stepped on the accelerator pedal at the start of that second half. And found themselves 3-2 up shortly after the break. Got the 4th one as well. Marcus Rashford coming off the bench. And the Croatians, the pressure will be on them to get the result. Jude Bellingham, worth noting, he is England's youngest player to get the 50 caps. He turns 23 actually during this competition. Jude Bellingham turns 23 in 6 days' time. Reece James is still being checked by the trainer. Carlos Queiroz just ushering his players towards him again for more instructions. Carlos Queiroz, of course, has managed Portugal, he's managed Iran, he's managed Egypt, among others. And of course, probably most famously, he's managed Real Madrid as well as being assistant in high-profile European sides as well. They've got to get this right, the medics, as far as these head injuries go, and I think both players are going to be okay to continue. Only appointed Ghana boss in April of this year, Carlos Queiroz. And this would be quite something if they could nick a point against England in this sort of backs-to-the-wall performance that they put in so far this afternoon. If it's still England 0, Ghana 0, midway through the first half in Group L. Ghana, who've won the African Cup of Nations on 4 occasions, but it's been a long time since they did last win it. They won it in 63, 65, 78 and 82, so you've got to go back well over 40 years for the last time that Ghana were crowned African champions. Don't forget you can follow the match on your national broadcaster, as Ghana have possession again over on the far side. Both players back on the field. Indeed they are. Reece James is back on now, I can see. Looks like the ball's gone out of play over on the far side, is it? It has, so it'll be a Ghana throw. Well, this is as far forward as Ghana. Well, in fact, I thought it was a Ghana throw, but in fact, it did look like it came off. I've got to say, it looked like the last touch was off Mark Way, but the referee or the referee's assistant over there on the far side saw it the other way. So we'll have a throw in. And here's Konza, just shy of the halfway line, back in field towards Elliot Anderson. That's Guay, brings it over the halfway line to the left of the centre circle. Back it goes to Anderson. Anderson's going to go long. Madaweki has made the run, but there's the header clear. Good defending as well by Apoku out towards his near side. Retrieved though for England through Jude Bellingham. Now Anderson. And Anderson low back towards the halfway line, and Mark Guay. Now Jed Spence. Can he inject a little bit of pace over the far side, but he leaves it to Anthony Gordon in the end. Low ball towards the edge of the penalty area, not a particularly good one. And Saibu gets it clear towards the far side, gets the ball back, and then in the end, Ghana go long. England retrieve once more. Here's Reece James in a central position now, the Chelsea man. Onto Anderson. Bellingham now. He can do with a bit of magic at the moment from Jude Bellingham as he takes the ball towards the left-hand side. He's in the inside left position at the moment, the Real Madrid man. Sweeps it back to Reece James, who's maintained that central position, and then with a low ball out towards Noni Madueke, looking to take on Mensah again down this left-hand side. Back it goes to Reece James. There's that cross again from Reece James. It's a disappointing delivery, it's got to be said, from the Chelsea man, and Ghana get it clear towards the halfway line. That's a foul though by Semenyo, who must be a little bit frustrated. He's barely touched the ball, the Manchester City man, who made that big money move, of course, in the January transfer window from Bournemouth, and helped Manchester City to a domestic cup double last season in the League Cup and the FA Cup. Just ran out of steam in the Premier League towards the end of the season, otherwise it could have been a domestic treble again for Pep Guardiola's men. Expected to hear very shortly about Manchester City's managerial situation, and this does seem absolutely ridiculous because we're now going for the hydration break, but we already had a couple of minutes break just before the midway point of the first half, which would have been the perfect opportunity to take the hydration break, but of course no, that would be common sense, and common sense has gone right out the window, hasn't it? So we now have the hydration break in the 27th minute. It's England 0, Ghana 0, and I'll be completely honest with you, it's been a stinker. It really has. Ghana have set their stall out. They're quite happy to sit behind the ball. England have had all the possession. They don't seem at the moment to have any idea on how to get through, how to cut through this Ghana, I would say back four, but it's more like a back 11. Everybody's behind the ball, making it really, really difficult for England. And they're just looking for somebody like a Bellingham, a Madueke or an Anthony Gordon to try and find that little bit of magic, to try and find a little bit of space, and at the moment it's not happened, and that's why we are still here with the scoreline of England 0, Ghana 0, and we're just in the hydration break, end of the first quarter if you're American, I guess. So what have we got coming up at these are all BST times, British Summer Times. Panama versus Croatia, Colombia versus the Democratic Republic of Congo, 3 a.m. Tomorrow night it's Bosnia and Herzegovina against Qatar, that's 8 p.m. Switzerland versus Canada, one of the three home nations. And obviously remember, from tomorrow it's the third games in the group phases, and of course they'll kick off to ensure nobody gets an unfair advantage. They kick off at the same time. So first of all it's the group involving Canada. It'll be Switzerland v Canada and Bosnia and Qatar both kicking off at the same time, 8 p.m. BST, and then 11 p.m. it's Scotland's big night, of course. It's Morocco versus Haiti. It's Scotland versus Brazil. It's all on the line for Scotland after that disappointing 1-0 defeat to Morocco. You would expect Morocco to beat Haiti, and you'd expect them to beat them quite handily as well, but it's what's going to happen in that other game between Scotland and Brazil. The Brazilians with a comfortable victory over Haiti after that draw, of course, against Morocco, who are many people's dark horses for this tournament. Like the last four, of course, 4 years ago, and more than capable of going the distance. They're sort of in that sort of second set of teams, I think. The top teams, of course, it's the big three, I guess, of France, Spain and Argentina, mostly followed, I would say, by England. And then your Portugals, of course, as well. But Morocco right there with a real opportunity. So the game has recommenced following the hydration break. 29 minutes on the clock. England 0, Ghana 0. And England with possession. And I've said that on numerous occasions. They've had all of the possession today so far. Drilled up towards Anthony Gordon. It's got a lot on it, that ball. It's got too much on it. Andre Konsa just asking too much of the ex-Everton man. Another play for a throw. Going in the right back position. Sanaya takes it, gets the ball back, and then goes long down the line. Retrieved though by Elliot Anderson. Back it goes towards the halfway line. It's, I mean, there's 30 minutes on the clock now, and some of the Ghanaian players I haven't even mentioned. There's got to be 2 or 3 of them. They probably haven't touched the ball yet. It's been that dominant for possession from England, but without creating anything. There's been no opportunities so far. They really haven't. England have possession, but they're back on the edge of their own 18-yard line at the moment with Ezra Konsa. And Konsa just knocks it back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford steadies himself. It's going long here, Pickford, I think. He sort of tips it out towards the left-hand side. Nice ball, actually, from the Everton goalkeeper, because he spotted Jed Spence in a little bit of space, and the Spurs man brings it down that left-hand side. He's got Anthony Gordon ahead of him, finds him, continues his run, but Anthony Gordon loses possession to Marvin Sanaya, who brings it clear and then draws the foul from Kane. A little bit of frustration, I think, there from Harry Kane. He's barely touched the ball. Just coming over towards that left-hand side to try and win the ball back. Ghana have got a free kick inside their own half, and they're comfortable at the moment, Ghana. They really are. They're posing absolutely no threat. They're not hurting England at all, but England aren't hurting them. Long ball forward now towards Semenyo. That's going to have too much on it. And we'll go through to Pickford, just to the right of his penalty area, then takes a couple of touches to bring it inside his penalty area, then plays the low ball out to Jed Spence, left-hand side of the penalty area. Spence then over on that far side for England. Back in field to Guay, touches it on to Elliot Anderson. Anderson's got Reece James to his right, bypasses him. It's a really poor ball though, straight to a yellow shirt. Semenyo now down this near side. The ball is knocked down the line for Ghana, and just about held on to. And it's going to be a free kick now, in fact. Gideon Mensah drawing the foul. So Ghana have a free kick down this left-hand side, just inside the England half. And the left-hand side will be taken by, as if Jordan Ayew was going to take it. He was heavily bandaged actually now, following that clash of heads between himself and Reece James, who's not. Ayew, fully bandaged head. Free kick for Ghana. First opportunity for them to create anything going forward. Let's see what they can do here. Floats it towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. Headed clear by... headed clear by Mark Way, but the referee's whistle already gone. Free kick, wasted opportunity. The foul from the number 18, Jeremy Mpoku, on Mark Way by the looks of things. Little push in the back on the Manchester City defender. Free kick is just to the left of the D, which Pickford takes. Backs it on to Konza. That's Ray Konza with Aston Villa. Down in a deep position, just inside his own half. Receives it from Konza and then plays it back to him immediately. Guay. Going on towards Spence. And now Anderson inside the centre circle for England, being harried, being chased by Jordan Ayew, but he's just chasing shadows at the moment. The Leicester City man, England still have it. Over the halfway line through Ezri Konza. Now Guay. Rice down that left-hand side now for England. Here he is. Cuts in field. Centrally outside the Ghanaian half. Pokes it towards the right side and Anderson. Anderson ball with pace out towards Noni Madueke. Madueke tries to go in between two Ghana players. Split towards halfway. Fall for Bellingham. Gets a shot away. It's blocked, cleared. Comes back for Reece James, who finds Bellingham again. Goes back to Jed Spence. Now then, Spence floats right towards this near side. Just a little bit behind Noni Madueke. He has retrieved it though. And then there's the left-footed ball in towards the 6-yard area. Kane was lurking at the far post, but Ghana have got the ball clear and they can bring it clear further to Mensah down this near side. And he goes down under the challenge of Elliot Anderson. That'll be a free kick for Ghana. Not a little bit of disappointment. It was a lovely ball in actually from Madueke from this near side on this occasion. Floated in towards that far post, looking for Harry Kane. Good defending by Ajeti though to get his head to it first. And let's not forget as well the block on from the Jude Bellingham shot just on the edge of the penalty area. That was Thomas Partey with that block. Looked on target from Bellingham. I don't think it's going to end up in the back of the net or not though. As the Sari takes this goal kick, this free kick I should say, for Ghana. Headed clear by Konza, now Anderson. Loops it out towards Jed Spence. Spence now injects a little bit of pace into it. On it goes to Anthony Gordon. They look a little bit stretched here. Ghana for the first time this afternoon. Now he's got to get the cross right, and it's headed clear on the edge of the 6-yard area by Ajeti. Clear towards the edge of the penalty area, and then Ghana go long, but that's going to go all the way through to Pickford, who comes well outside of his own penalty area. Better from Anthony Gordon though. Question marks over his performance in that first game against Croatia. Replaced, of course, by Marcus Rashford, who came on to score. Assisted by, of course, Bukayo Saka, who replaced Madueke on the other flank as well. There were suggestions that those two may get a look in today in the starting 11. I think we probably will see them in the second half. Ball's got to play down this near side. England have a throw in, over the edge of the penalty area. Madueke takes a quick one. Again, back it goes towards the halfway line and Reece James. In field to Elliot Anderson. And Anderson finds Konza behind him, touched off to Guay. Way out to Jed Spence. It's all very pedestrian from England at the moment, it really is. It's so difficult though with all those yellow shirts behind the ball. Anderson again, back to Guay. Leaves it for the Nottingham Forest man once more. Now Spence, inside the Ghana half, down that left-hand flank. And in the end it's coming back to the centre, and Elliot Anderson out towards the inside right position. Here's Reece James. So no defending for these England fullbacks to do, of course. Here's Guay, touches it out towards Jed Spence. England retreated back towards the halfway line now, but it just managed to coax out a couple of the Ghana players. It's gone out of play over the far side in the end. England have a throw-in inside the Ghana half, down the left-hand side. Quick one taken by Anthony Gordon. Back it goes to Declan Rice. We've got 9 minutes left of the first half. England 0, Ghana 0. Mani Madueke with possession, looking again to take on Mensah. Puts on the afterburners down towards the byline. There's the cross, it's a good one. There's the header, and it's Declan Rice, I think. He was just leaning back slightly, Rice. The header goes over the bar in the end. The Arsenal connection there of Madueke. It's good play by Madueke, actually. Down towards the byline he goes, right-footed cross. It's just slightly behind Declan Rice. He does well, actually, to get his head on it at all, Rice, but it loops well over the bar. He gets right underneath it in the end, but it's better. And it's what's needed, I think, from England. Madueke and Anthony Gordon. I think Thomas Tuchel's going to need to demand a bit more from them at half-time. There was much made about his half-time team talk last week against Croatia and how England came out at the start of that second half. That first sort of 15 minutes of the second half, they were really put their foot to the floor and were unlucky only to get one goal, actually, in that period, to go 3-2 up after 2-2 at half-time. The fourth goal, of course, came later, towards the end of the game. But in that 15 minutes, England could easily have scored 3 or 4. It was just the one in the end from Jude Bellingham. 8 to half-time. Madueke's going to have another go. Ball in field to Reece James. That's not going to find him. It's a poor one, in fact. And it's cleared long by Mensah down this near side for Ghana towards the halfway line. Can Ayew get a hold of it? No, he can't. But England have conceded a free kick. I think it was a handball, actually, there from Mark Guay, just outside the centre circle, inside the Ghana half, so it'll be a free kick for Ghana, and it'll be taken by Jeremy Opoku. Opoku just steps back, just drills in Bellingham in the end. He drills it long and out towards the right-hand side. He was looking for the run that Sanaya had made down that left-hand side. He's good run as well from the Auxerre man. They had too much on it, it's gone out of play, so England will have a throw in. Level with the edge of their own penalty area down the left-hand side. 7 minutes to half-time, England 0, Ghana 0. Konza bringing it forward towards the halfway line. Madueke, a couple of touches to take him back inside his own half, and then touches it back to Guay. Guay onto Anderson, he's inside the centre circle. Takes it towards this right-hand side, and then finds Reece James. Infield to Bellingham. Bellingham about 35 yards from goal, back to goal, goes back to Anderson. Anderson is harried by Jordan Ayew. Ayew's done really well there to win the ball back, and then Anderson brings him down. Again, a little bit of frustration, I think, inside the England camp. And it'll be a free kick. Anderson's touch was just a little bit heavy. That allowed Ayew to win the ball back for Ghana. And the stretched out leg from Elliot Anderson bringing down Jordan Ayew. It's a free kick for Ghana. A couple of yards infield from this left-hand touchline. Mensah takes it, drills it long towards the edge of the England penalty area. Towering header cleared by Guay. Now Rice. Rice rides a challenge now over the halfway line. This is promising for England. They committed a few forward there, Ghana. Unfortunately, Rice has just slowed it down over on the far side. It's gone back to Anderson, but already they've got everybody behind the ball that quickly, because they committed men forward, Ghana, towards the edge of the penalty area. There's one looped in towards the penalty area. It's a hopeful ball more than anything else from Mark Guay, and it's cleared by Ghana towards the edge of the penalty area, but Anderson's picked it up. There's a foul there, I think, in fact, there is, and it'll be a free kick to Ghana, edge of the penalty area, as we enter the last 5 minutes of the first half here in the Boston Stadium here in Massachusetts. England 0, Ghana 0. And There's not much more to be said than that. If you were putting together a highlights package of this first half, you'd be struggling to find anything, because I can't think of anything of note that's happened. In fact, maybe the highlight of the first half has been the hydration break, I don't know. Long ball forward, Ayew gets a flick on for Ghana towards Semenyo. Can't bring the ball down, Reece James has it, goes back towards the edge of his penalty area, and Konza. Down the line it goes, Madueke, that's a sloppy one by him towards Anderson, and it's won back by Kwesi Saibu. Plays it back inside his own half. Maybe England need this, maybe they need Ghana just to grow in confidence a little bit and try and commit maybe a couple of men forward, or try and do something. They've got possession at the moment, but not doing anything with it, other than playing it around inside their own half. And Declan Rice there with a late challenge. I think Rice is going to be booked here, and Declan Rice indeed is going to be booked, and it's the first yellow card of the game, and it's Declan Rice just with a little late one, and he's only got himself to blame there, Rice. And the foul was on the Ghanaian number 18, Jeremy Apoku. Yeah, look at a replay of that. Rice can have no complaints, I'm afraid. That's the first yellow card of the game for either side. Yellow for Declan Rice. They can mount up, of course, and count later on. And it's the first one we've seen, to be fair. It's the first bad tackle we've seen from either side so far, and it has been punished by our Honduran referee, Said Martinez. Free kick to Ghana. They've gone long down the left-hand side. And Semenyo has won the ball. Now, this could be interesting. Semenyo inside the penalty area, working space for the shot. Acts on Semenyo. Well, that would have been some story for the man born in England if he'd scored against England. But England have got it clear out towards the near side, but Ayew retrieves it. He gets there ahead of Elliot Anderson. Suddenly grown in confidence here, Ghana. Anderson's got Madueke and Anderson around him, and in the end the ball goes out of play, and it will be a throw-in for Ghana right next to the corner flag down this left-hand side. Really good work by Ayew there as well, but initially it was Semenyo. He was just stronger than Reece James. Reece James went down under the challenge, and then Semenyo advancing into the penalty area was just looking for space to pull the trigger. This throw-in will be taken by Anton Semenyo, actually. He's going for the long one as well. Holds it in towards that 6-yard area. Cleared out towards the near side. Semenyo will retrieve it. Left-hand corner of the penalty area. Two white shirts around him again. Working space for the shot as he tries to hit the cross in. And Ghana will have a corner here because that low ball in towards the near post has come off of Reece James. And Ghana have levelled up the corner stats in this first half. It's one apiece now. And suddenly that yellow card for Declan Rice has suddenly somehow given Ghana a little bit of impetus to come forward and try to attack, and who knows what they might be able to create here. Inside the last 2 minutes of the first half, there'll be a good, I would have thought, if you had the hydration break plus the stoppage for the clash of heads with Reece James and Ayew, there'll be about 4 minutes, possibly 5 to add on. So corner from this near side, Ayew takes it, drills it in, and it's headed clear by Konza out towards this near side. Ghana will retrieve it, loop back into the box. That's a poor ball, and then volleyed clear long by Reece James towards the halfway line for England. Bellingham tries to flick it on, but it'll fall for a yellow shirt, and it's a Saibu back towards the halfway line. Inside the centre circle, that's Partey. Lovely lead by Partey, and then he goes long out towards Ayew. Can Ayew keep this ball in play? Tries to win the throw off of Reece James. The ball just won't go out. Reece James is waiting for the ball to go to play, but it won't. It's just stopped on the line, literally down the line. The ball just stopped dead, and in the end, Reece James had to clear it. And clear it he did to Madueke, and then Madueke goes back towards the edge of his own penalty area, where he finds Ezra Konza. Last minute of the first half, or the last of the 45, before the added time. England 0, Ghana 0. Konza takes it inside the centre circle. And it goes to Rice. Rice has got to be careful, of course, now. He's on a yellow card. Doesn't want to do anything silly. And England are going to go long through Mark Guay. Towards Bellingham now. Can Bellingham take that ball down? Well, I'll tell you what, he did bring it down. Couldn't get the ball into the box, though. But he's won himself and his team a corner. It's a good ball, actually, by Mark Guay. Just spotted Bellingham in space near to the penalty area. Chested it down. And then immediately across came Jeremy Apoku, and England will have a corner as we enter stoppage time at the end of this first half. Declan Rice will get a chance from this near side now, so this will be a right-footed outswinger, just as it was in that game against Croatia when Harry Kane got his head on the end of it to give England a second goal to double their lead in 6 minutes of stoppage time, by the way, at the end of this first 45. So this is the first of those. Rice with the corner from this near side, right-footed out swinging from the Arsenal man. Left arm goes up in the air, and it comes from Rice. He's normally on the money with these deliveries. It's headed clear though out towards the near side, and Semenyo whacks it clear and long for Ghana. And rushing out of his goal comes Jordan Pickford. Pickford's almost on the halfway line. Just tells his defenders to calm down. I've got this one under control, and Pickford drills it long. That's the header clear, and the header clear out of play by Gideon Mensah, who's had a good game actually down that left side of defence for Ghana in this first half. Just that one time when Noni Madueke went beyond him and down towards the byline. Cut that ball back. Nothing came of that one. Here come England again. Second minute of stoppage time into the first half. Anthony Gordon has possession. Takes it back to Gueye. Gueye's going to leave it for Anderson now. Now it's Ezri Konsa. There's the low ball out towards Noni Madueke now. Level with the edge of the penalty area. Just holds it up. Two yellow shirts around him. Pokes it back to Reece James. Reece James infield towards Konsa. Square to Gueye. Gueye finds Kane in a deep position just to get his foot on the ball. Kane, he's barely touched the ball. He's had absolutely nothing to feed on the Bayern Munich striker. Can England find something in stoppage time here to get the nose in front before the break? Madueke right inside of the penalty area. Tries to trickle one through to Reece James. And in the end, the ball's come off of Bellingham, I think it is. Indeed it has, and it'll be a goal kick for the Ghanaians, who look as if they're going to see this one through to half-time, and not just see it through to half-time, see it through to half-time very, very comfortably. England have caused them little trouble at all. They've had so little possession in this first half, Ghana, but they've played, I guess, a blinder as far as their tactics go so far today. England have had 81% possession in this first half. The expected goal, the XG in the first half, by the way, Ghana, you'll be unsurprised to hear, is 0.00, while England is 0.2, so it's hardly any better. There have been 5 shots in total, all for England, and none of them thus far have been on target. It's been a really disappointing first 45 minutes. Apart from for Ghana, I guess it's been disappointing for England. It's been very disappointing for the neutral watching this one. But Ghana will be very, very happy if they can see this through to half-time. Now then, can England create something here? Kane inside the penalty area, working space for a shot, gets the shot away, it's blocked, it's behind, it's an England corner. That was better from Thomas Tuchel's men. Read it through actually by Mark Gueye. Lovely ball on from Rice towards Kane. Kane worked space for the shot onto the left boot, and the shot was blocked by the Ghanaian number 4, Jonas Ajeti, who's had a really good first 45 here in Boston. Corner then for England. Rice, 4th minute of stoppage time into the first half. 6 to play. 2 to play after this 4. And Rice will swing this one in from the far side. Now can Rice put this one on the money once more? Bellingham in there, Kane in there obviously, and it comes. No, it's headed clear at the near post. It was a poor one actually from Rice on this occasion. Didn't beat the first man, who was Marvin Sanaya at the near post. Cleared out towards the far side. England have a throw on the halfway line. Jed Spence has it. And Spence looks around as if to go, well, what do I do? Where do I play it? Well, in the end, he just waits for Gueye to come all the way back inside his own half, and he plays it back to the Manchester City centre-back. And it goes towards Konsa. Now Elliot Anderson. That's a lovely ball through. Now this could be promising for England. Madueke inside the penalty area. Too many touches for Madueke. Should have released the ball earlier. And Ghana will bring it away. Semenyo's touch is a little bit heavy though, and Anderson tries to play it back towards the edge of the penalty area for England, but it's got too much on it, and Ghana can clear. Comes off for Jed Spence in the end. Williams with the ball down the line. Throw in for the halfway line for Ghana. It was good work initially from Madueke, but he had so many yellow shirts around him. I mean, did he honestly think he was going to get beyond all of them? He did his best. And in the end, he just ran into trouble and overran the ball, and Ghana were able to get it clear. Back it goes to the goalkeeper, Benjamin Asari. Asari kicks long, left-footed down the centre. Finds Ayew inside that centre circle. Ayew does really well once more when he has got involved, it's been difficult for him. He's done really, really well, actually. That towards the far side it goes. Kwesi Saibu, that towards the halfway line. We're in the last bit of the stoppage time. It's England 0, Ghana 0. And so far, this has been the perfect performance from the Ghanaians, really. Up against a side strongly fancied to beat them and beat them comfortably. It's not going to happen. England might win this game, but they're not going to win this game comfortably, almost certainly. Long ball forward now. And it's searching out the number 19. And Naki Williams is not going to find him. I think he was offside anyway. Flag is up. And it looks as if we're going in at half-time. Goalless. Opoku, the ball forward. Well, I'll tell you what, Opoku, when he played that ball forward, was challenged. It was quite a nasty challenge, actually, from Jude Bellingham. And the referees brought the play back towards this near side. We played the 6 minutes of stoppage time, so I think all we're going to get is a Ghanaian free kick, pump long, and then I think the referee's whistle is going to go anyway. It's Benjamin Sari in all pink. The goalkeeper for Ghana takes this free kick, goes long towards the halfway line. There goes the half-time whistle. It's been a tough watch, this one. It really has. It's goalless. It's been very tight. The Ghanaians, it's being played on their terms. They're frustrating England, and they're doing a great job of it at the moment. And Thomas Tuchel's men really struggling to find a way through the 11 players behind the ball. Half-time here, and the Boston Stadium here in Massachusetts. England 0, Ghana 0. Don't forget you can follow the match on your national broadcast. The half-time, 15 minutes. We'll be back for the second half.
Atenció, sisplau. El Real Madrid, Marcelo, amb el número 12.
plus, but was still waiting for the first shot on target on either side. Looped out by Guay towards that far side. He's asking an awful lot of Madueke. It's headed out of play. England will get the throw in though on the halfway line down there, right hand side. So it's Reece James over on that right hand side for England. It was a couple of changes that Thomas Tuchel made from the 4-2 victory over Croatia. They're both at the back. Nico O'Reilly and John Stones both dropping to the bench, and in have come Guay in the centre alongside Konza, and in has come Jed Spence at left back in place of Nico O'Reilly. The Ghanaians made 4 changes from the side that won late against Panama. Benjamin Asari, Kwesi Saibu, Thomas Partey and Inaki Williams coming in, dropping to the bench. Lawrence Ziggy, Ernest Nuamar, Alicia Owusu and Kamal Sulemana. England with possession on the halfway line, inside the centre circle is Rice. Rice with the first time ball out to Jed Spence over on that far side. Down the line it goes to Madueke. Had one good moment, Madueke, in the first half when he danced his way down towards the byline. Ball swept out towards this near side of Anthony Gordon. It's headed clear though towards this near side. Eventually the ball goes out of play. England will have a throw midway inside the Ghanaian half. Down this left hand side is Spence. Low ball right footed back towards Mark Guay on the halfway line. Infield to Konza. Bellingham's dropped deep. It's gone down the centre in the end towards. Well, it was looking for Reece James, not going to find him now. Long ball forward down the left hand side. Want the chase for Anton Semenyo. And really good work by Jude Bellingham. He wasn't going to let the Manchester City man past him. Stood his ground, wins the ball back, and England bring it clear. But it's lost again by England from Kane this time over on the far side. Semenyo has it once more. Promising, Ayew lays it off. Back towards Williams. Spreads play out towards this near side. Here's Sanaya. There's the cross towards the edge of the England penalty area. It's not a particularly good one. Cushioned header by Reece James, and Elliot Anderson brings it clear on. It goes to Bellingham. Going to need it. Jude Bellingham, I think, in this second half, England. They need a little bit of magic to try and break down this resolute Ghanaian side. Happy with 11 men behind the ball. Ball goes out of play down this near side. Last touch off of Anthony Gordon. Throw in for Ghana. And Carlos Quiroz, the Ghanaian manager, certainly happy with the 2 at half time. Whatever Thomas Tuchel did say to the England players at half time, it's certainly not had the same effect as it had in the Croatian game. We've already played 4 minutes of the second half, and it just feels like the first half again. Long ball forward now for Ghana inside the penalty area. It's a chance here, and the ball is played across the edge of the 6-yard area, and suddenly England looked a little bit short there. It was a long ball for Sanaya, who brought it down beautifully inside the penalty area, drilled it across the 6-yard area, and Anton Semenyo couldn't apply the finishing touches. Otherwise, we could have seen a huge shot lead here for Ghana. England, though, have it again. They're going to go long. Guay chasing this one as Anthony Gordon. Could he keep this ball in play? No, he can't. He's got too much on it for the now ex-Newcastle match. Look at the replay of this. The ball is swept forward. Sanaya gets ahead of Anthony Gordon, brings it down beautifully on the chest, and I think in the end, props has got to go to Jed Spence, who just got something on that cross. And it wasn't a clean cross. It took a deflection off the fullback. Ghana go long again. Madueke has it, and in the end it goes out of play. It'll be an England throw because the last touch has come off of Mensah. Throw in then for England, but inside their own half, down their right hand side. Just a reminder of who's on the bench for England: Byrne, Chalobah, Eza, Henderson. 2 Hendersons, of course. Dean Henderson, the goalkeeper; Jordan Henderson, the midfielder; Kobbie Mainoo, O'Reilly, Kwanzaa, Rashford, Rogers, Saka, Stones, Tony Trafford and Ollie Watkins. And for Ghana, Adu, Anang, Ziggy, Baba, Boakye, Bonsubar, Fatawu, Lukasen, Mumin, Nuamar, Owusu, Seydou Sulemana and Thomas Asante. And it's England with possession again, with inside the Ghana half. Back it goes. Here's Bellingham. Goes inside the centre circle to Mark Guay. Brings the ball forward centrally, pushed back by Ayew. Has to leave it this time for Ezri Konsa. Finds Gray again over on that far side. He's bundled over by the challenge from Kwesi Saibu. That'll be a free kick for England. Just inside the Ghana half, over on the far side. few yards infield from the right-hand touchline. England's record against African teams in the World Cup is good. That free kick, by the way, comes to nothing. That's gone out for a goal kick, which is strange because it was Rice and Madueke who went on the same wavelength. Madueke down towards the byline towards Rice, but it had too much on it. See the frustration in the England players' faces there. And England have never lost, indeed, to an Asian or an African team at the World Cup. But they have lost to an African and an Asian team, actually, under Thomas Tuchel, Japan and Senegal. Now, here come Ghana over the halfway line, looking to create something over on the far side with Ayew. Just about keeps the ball in play, pokes it back towards the halfway line. So we're seeing a little bit more of the ball in the second half, the Ghanaians. Semenya wins the throw-in as he plays it off of Anderson. So it's level with the edge of the penalty area down the left-hand side for Ghana. Semenya hurls it in, and England do well to prevent the corner. And Madueke then loses it through. What's the referee doing here? Has the ball gone out of play for a corner? He must have got a call in the ear there. It looked as if England had cleared it. And I think he's had a call in the ear to say the ball's gone behind for a corner. Let's have a look at this. Well, indeed it has. I mean, the referee never would have seen that. Reece James wrapped his right foot around it to clear it, but clearly, looking at the replay, the ball had strayed beyond the byline. So Ghana have their second corner of the game, and it comes. And it evades everybody, cleared out towards this near side. It will be retrieved though. And then the cross comes in. That's an awful cross, which Jordan Pickford's completely missed, but I think he was fouled anyway. Indeed he was, as in came, I think it was Urenki. He was offside anyway by the looks of things. The ball came in, indeed he was. Matched with Jordan Pickford. England free kick. 9 minutes, or nearly 9 minutes played at the start of the second half here in Boston. England 0, Ghana 0, Group L. Later on tonight, Croatia and Panama. Ian Anderson there is fouled off the ball by Jordan Ayew. He gives the free kick. Way into Rice. Rice right hand side of the centre circle to take it back inside his own half just to retain possession. He does well to do so. Now Anderson. I do wonder how long it'll be before Thomas Tuchel thinks about freshening it up a little bit, coming up with something different, just giving the Ghanaians something different to look at. Ball looped down the right hand side for England. Now Bellingham inside the penalty area, goes down in between a couple of challenges. In between a couple of Ghanaian players, I should say, and Ghana clear long down the left-hand side. Here's Anderson again for England. Just overruns it slightly. He's going to get a free kick, though. And the challenge, just too desperate to win the ball back. Kwesi Saibu has conceded the free kick for him just outside the centre circle. Just looking at the replay, that Bellingham, his first touch is nice, actually, inside the penalty area, and then he just ran into Jeremy Opoku. He fell over. England free kick. They've taken a short one. Eventually it reached the feet of Noni Madueke over on the far side. That's the Madueke cross towards the far post, and the Ghanaian defence gladly watched that one sail behind for a goal kick. We played 10 minutes at the start of this second half. England 0, Ghana 0. Touched off by Asari to Opoku. He's going to clip it long right-footed. Sails over the halfway line. Ayew will give chase, but it's tidied up by Madueke, who goes back to Pickford. Pickford just inside the D now. Pickford just touches it off towards his left-hand side to Mark Waite. Now Spence in the side, preferred to Nico O'Reilly this afternoon for Thomas Tuchel. That's well worked. Over the halfway line it comes. Reece James onto Madueke. And Madueke wins the throw-in. Does he know? The referee says it's come off the England man. Madueke was there all ready to take the throw-in, but the He's seen it the other way, throwing them for Ghana. They've gone long. Semenyo's going to chase. He sticks out the leg, but it goes out of play on the far side. Just had too much on it in the end for Anton Semenyo. Thrown for England, but inside their own half down the right-hand side. Here's Konza onto Mark Guay. Advancing towards the halfway line for England. They were still being frustrated by a very organised Ghanaian side. That's a lovely back heel there by Anthony Gordon. The run has been continued by Jed Spence. Eventually it reaches the feet of Jude Bellingham, comes towards the far side. Madueke gets the cross-come shot in. It's headed clear out towards this near side. England win it back though. Now Anthony Gordon gets a shot in. It's a tame one in the end from the former Newcastle man, straight into the arms of Benjamin Asari. England just looks as if they couldn't up the Ghanaians then. And in the end, it was just worked across the edge of the 18-yard line. I thought that Jude Bellingham was going to have a shot. I think he probably should have inside the D. Decided to square it towards his right-hand side. There was Madueke, and I'm not entirely sure. I think he was caught in two minds, Madueke, as to whether to go for goal or whether to cross it. He took one touch and then left-footed. It hits the defender, loops up into the air, it's cleared. Eventually it came back to Anthony Gordon, and his shot was a tame one straight at the goalkeeper from just inside the penalty area. Better though from England. Just a little bit of injection of pace there in the attack, making the difference. And that really came about down this near side from that lovely little back heel from Anthony Gordon, and the overlap from Jed Spence. Well, now they've got an overlap from Rice down this left-hand side. Rice now, left-hand side of the penalty area. Back it goes to Kane, just to the left of the D. Swept out by Spence towards Madueke. Now, can he bring it down? He loops it on Madueke. Can he get on the end of his own pass? No, he can't. It's put out of play, but it will be an England throw. Good defending by Gideon Mensah over on the far side. England take a quick throw through Madueke. Back he goes to Anderson. England all the way back towards the halfway line. Rice now. Rice is challenged. Rice has lost possession. That's poor from Rice. There's the ball down the centre, and they will chase this one, Ghana. England have got numbers back, to be fair. Just held up down this near side by Williams. Williams with the ball towards the edge of the penalty area. That's straight to a white shirt, and England bring it clear through Reece James. Reece James now. They are a little bit stretched here, the Ghanaians. They need to keep the pace up here. The overlap's been provided through Bellingham. And in the end, it's really poor from Anthony Gordon. He has won a throw, but he could have done so much more than that, because Ghana, in coming forward, that break that they had, but committed then forward, and England had the Ghanaians stretched, and they couldn't make anything of it. They're taking the throw in. Here's Gordon again, left-hand side of the penalty area. Just turns it up, right-footed ball across the edge of the 18-yard line. Bellingham now picks it up, left-hand corner of the penalty area, working space for the shot. That's the cross in, though, in the end. That's headed clear by Jesse, retrieved by Guay. Just feel like something's building here for England. Just edging towards the hour mark. Still goalless. Spence onto Gordon. Infield to Anderson. Anderson steadying himself to get the cross in. No, he's not. He goes back out to Anthony Gordon again. Gordon now down towards the byline. Tries to get the cross in. He won't, but he will get a corner. He will get a free kick, actually. I think he was challenged. The ball went behind for a corner, but I think Anthony Gordon was actually challenged as he clipped that ball in from the dead ball line. Better from the new Barcelona signing. He's had his toe stepped on. Just looking at a replay of it. And the culprit is the number 19, Inaki Williams. And Inaki Williams has been yellow carded as well for that challenge, rightly so as well, looking at a replay of it. Second yellow card of the game, one apiece. And it's almost slightly better than a corner, just a few yards in field from the left-hand corner flag. Declan Rice will take it, and this is where, in a game like this, set pieces can be so vital, and nobody knows that more than Declan Rice with the season that he's had for Arsenal. Right-footed, can he get it on the money? Towards the far post it goes, it's a good one, it's headed down, and Anderson arrived. It's cleared out towards the far side. It will be a corner for England. Lovely delivery again from Rice towards the far post. Anderson in space, heads it down, and it just hits Kwesi Saibu, and it goes behind for England's fourth corner. But before that, there's a Ghanaian player down, and it is actually Saibu inside the penalty area, being helped to his feet now by, among others, Jude Bellingham. Now Rice. Can he get it right here? Right-footed outswinger from the far side. Two England players lurking on the edge of the penalty area. Reece James, Nelly, Anderson inside the D. Reece James just to the right of the D. And it comes again from Rice. And there's the header, and Elliot Anderson, it is with the header again, gets right underneath it, the Nottingham Forest man, and it's behind. And there's more frustration for England. Anderson just gets right underneath it from about 10 yards out. And it's behind for a goal kick, and we are past the hour mark here at Boston, Massachusetts, the Boston Stadium. 62 minutes. England 0, Ghana 0 here in Group L. Long ball forward now by Asari, the goalkeeper. England have it again. So having a little bit of joy down this left-hand side last few minutes, Anthony Gordon. Now then, what can he produce this time? Wriggling down this near side. He's won a throw in, has he? He's not won a throw in at all. In fact, it's come off of Anthony Gordon. He was all ready to take the throw in. England win it back though. This is good from England. Now then, Anderson is challenged. Got to be a free kick. Referee judges the free kick for the foul by Partey. Now this is in a dangerous position here for England. It's about 30 yards from goal to the left of centre. The challenge from Partey, who doesn't look as if he's gone in the book for that one. The sliding challenge on Harry Kane it was. He definitely didn't get the ball. He's complaining to the referee side, Martinez, that he did get a piece of it, but he didn't. It's too far wide for a shot, this one. But with the skills of Declan Rice and Reece James, who are the two men behind it at the moment, it would probably suit Rice more, being right-footed, because it's to left of centre. Now can Declan Rice deliver something special here for England in the 64th minute? Still England 0, Ghana 0, and I think there are probably some changes afoot as well. Certainly if England don't get this goal shortly. Clipped in by Rice towards Harry Kane, headed clear towards the edge of the penalty area. Anderson gets the shot in, might fall kindly for Gordon. Across the edge of the area it goes. Madueke, left-footed from the right-hand side of the D, balloons it over the bar. Goal kick for Ghana. Still goalless. Still goalless. And indeed, it looks as if England are going to make at least two changes. I can see Nico O'Reilly and Bukayo Saka being readied. Just looking at a replay of this one, Madueke. I mean, it felt quite kindly for Madueke, to be fair. Left-footed, he's trying to place it into the top corner. He's just got it horribly wrong, the Arsenal man. Long ball forward now by the Jetty for Ghana down the centre. A little bit of head tennis and shoes, and in the end, Ghana are going to get a free kick by the looks of things. Indeed they are. The challenge has it gone the other way, not to the disgust of Carlos Queiroz. Just looking at a replay, indeed it is. It's a push on Declan Rice. Is it by Caleb Irenki? So we're going to see some changes, because Ghana are readying too as well as England. Bukayo Saka, it'll be Bukayo Saka and Nico O'Reilly for England. They're the two that are coming on. I would assume Saka's going to replace his Arsenal teammate Mane Madueke down the England right. And Nico O'Reilly might possibly be a straight swap as well for Jed Spence down the left-hand side of the back four for England. And for Ghana, I'm just waiting on confirmation as to who Carlos Queiroz is going to bring on here with 25 minutes left for play. And Anthony Gordon, in fact, is coming off. So it's Gordon. Saka is on. Now, bearing in mind, it is Jed Spence, by the way, for Nico O'Reilly. That's no surprise. But the other change, I would assume that Bukayo Saka is going to go over to the right-hand side for England, and Madueke will move to the left. And here's the Ghanaian changes. 25, Prince Adu is going to come on. That's the first change I can see, and it looks as if the number 7, Fatawu as well, who plays for Leicester City, is going to come on. And it's Williams and Ayew, so it's the captain, Jordan Ayew, and Athletic Bilbao's Inaki Williams, 32 years of age now. And it's Prince Adu, so the Jordan Ayew gives the captain's armband to a colleague, and it's 2 changes apiece here as we head towards the midway point. We're just about to have the hydration break as well, because we've just come out towards the midway point. We're about a minute away from the midway point, so the next time the Blues are to play, we probably will have another break as well. Just stop-starty here in the second half here in Boston as England go long, looking for Saka, trying to get the first touch. Indeed, Madueke has gone over towards his left-hand side, I can see now, so it will be Saka in his usual position on the left for England. Ghana go down the centre now. Pickford's come off his line. Oh, goodness me. And Pickford has challenged with the Ghana player on the edge of the penalty area. And in fact, the challenge has gone the other way. And the ball played down the centre. And it was chased by Prince Adu, who's just come on as a substitute. I think he might have been offside anyway. Just looking at the replay. But no, he wasn't. He was onside. It was scooped over the top. He completely misses the ball and just sort of clatters into Pickford in the end. I tell you what, if he got that right and just managed to knock it past Pickford, Pickford should not have come out. He just completely misses the ball and he picks Pickford instead. If he'd knocked it past Pickford, he would have had a tap in. It's really poor from the England goalkeeper. I don't know what he was doing coming off his line there. There were England defenders who I think could have got across. But looking at the replay of it, the referee's definitely got the decision right. The decision is to award a free kick to England on the edge of their own penalty area, which Pickford has taken. Madueke now gets his first touch down this left-hand side for England, and then plays it low back towards the halfway line, towards the edge of his penalty, I should say, to Gueye. Now Konza onto Elliot Anderson inside the centre circle. Nico O'Reilly gets his first touch, so changes down this left-hand side for England with O'Reilly now and Madueke ahead of him. Bukayo Saka, though, over on the far side. Can he make a difference for England? He did, I think, in that second half against Croatia. Linked up well, of course, with Marcus Rashford. Ball towards the edge of the penalty area towards Bellingham. Not going to find him, but England get a second bite of the cherry. And there's the shot from Kane, left-hand side of the D. And it's a comfortable save. It was on target from Harry Kane, but a comfortable save. Diving down towards the left-hand side by Benjamin Asari. First real chance that Harry Kane's had, though. It's come in the 69th minute as Asari kicks long for Ghana. Konza heads it clear. I think he was fouled as well, but the referee's played a good advantage actually, because England have possession with Elliot Anderson, who brings it over the halfway line to the left of the centre circle. Low ball back towards the halfway line, way inside the centre circle. 69th minute here in Boston. Everybody bar Jordan Pickford inside the Ghanaian half, and that's been the way of the previous 68 minutes that we've seen pretty much. Madueke now, left-hand side of the penalty area, cuts in field, goes back to Gueye, central inside the Ghanaian half. Low ball out towards the far side, but Bukayo Saka's going to get his first chance against Mensah. A couple of step overs from the Arsenal man, holds it up, and then down the line it goes towards Reece James again. In field to Elliot Anderson, 1-2 between himself and Bellingham. Back it goes to Gueye again. Anderson again, Gueye. And now it's Nico O'Reilly, who's in a central position now for England. Swept out to Madueke. Madueke now down towards the byline. Can he get the cross right? Left-footed ball towards the far post. There's the header. Always stretching was Bukayo Saka. It's just behind him, to be fair. It's a nice cross actually from Madueke. Left-footed. And Bukayo Saka did well there to get in between two Ghanaian defenders at the far post. It's well over the bar. It's behind. We've played 70 minutes and we have our good old friend, the hydration break. A couple of minute stoppages. And we'll enter the fourth quarter of this game, but it's still goalless here in Group L between England and Ghana. Remember, you can follow the match on your national broadcaster, and you are listening to independent studio-based off-tube commentary of this Group L match between England and Ghana. And don't forget, of course, the second group game in this Group L kicks off at 12 midnight, which is summertime. Panama versus Croatia. And as it stands, and of course, we've got 20 minutes plus stoppage time left to play, England would be top on 4, Ghana second on 4, and then Panama and Croatia on 0. The only way England are not going to be top of this table after tonight is if they lose this game to Ghana. Otherwise, England will still be in pole position to win this group, which they'll want to do because it could result, or it should result, you would assume, in an easier path through. And well, they're still on target to do that. But it's been a frustrating afternoon here at the Boston Stadium so far for Thomas Tuchel's men. The XG, by the way, always a good stat, I think, for showing how a game's going. They're 0.04, the Ghanaians. England at 0.65. 77% possession tonight for England. And it's not resulted in anything so far. The last of the second games will take place tomorrow, and that's Colombia versus the Democratic Republic of Congo. And after that, of course, it's the third games, which will all kick off at the same time. Bosnia against Qatar, Switzerland, Canada, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland, Brazil, all tomorrow night. And there's games in the night as well between South Africa and Korea and Czechia and Mexico. They're still goalless here. England's record under Thomas Tuchel is thus: played 15, won 12, drew 1, lost 2. The two defeats Japan and Senegal, so they have faced defeat before, albeit in a friendly to an African side. But the Ghanaians themselves have offered very little. There's going to be a change here for England before the game gets underway again after the hydration break, and it looks as if it's going to be a double change as well, because Eberechi Chiesa and Morgan Rogers, by the looks of things, are going to come on. Talk of Morgan Rogers leaving Aston Villa in the summer. Jude Bellingham is going to be replaced. To be fair, I thought Jude Bellingham had an absolutely superb game in that first game against Croatia, but he has struggled this evening. Elliot Anderson is the other player who's replaced. So England 4 changes. No further changes by the looks of things for the Ghanaians yet. It'll be interesting to see how England set up here. It's definitely more of an attacking change, I would say, taking off Anderson and bringing on a more attacking player in the form of, well, Eze and Morgan Rogers, of course. And we've still got Madueke and Saka on the pitch along with Harry Kane. England got a free kick as the long ball's played forward. Game has recommenced following the hydration break. Semenyo's not happy with the decision. It's his challenge over on the far side, and it'll be a free kick. It was a push in the back on, in fact, it wasn't Semenyo at all. It was the number 8, Kwezo Saibu, pushing into the back of Bukayo Saka. Free kick for England. Here's Madueke down this near side. Down the line it goes. A couple of more opportunities for England here as far as the personnel goes to create more creativity, you feel, with Rogers and Eze being introduced for the final 20. Can they conjure up something, get this priceless goal for England to get these 3 points, which would seal top spot in this group, guarantee, like I say, a more favourable path through, you would feel. Way back towards the halfway line for England. Reece James out to Saka, hugging the touchline over on the far side. Still Bukayo Saka in between 2 yellow shirts, plays it down the line. And twisting and turning over on the far side is Morgan Rogers, getting his first touch. Done well there. Rogers actually now back onto the right foot. Can he get the ball into the box? No, he can't, but he can win England another corner, their 5th of the evening, and an opportunity again. You do feel that if England are going to get the goal, set pieces may be the way, because it's been so difficult to find any space in and around that Ghanaian penalty area. And with the expertise of Declan Rice on set pieces, this could well be how England are going to find a breakthrough in this tightest of games. Rice then with this corner, 76th minute, far side, right-footed out swinger. England 0, Ghana 0 in Boston. Group L, right-footed delivery. Clear towards the edge of the penalty area. It might fall again for England over on the far side. Down towards the byline goes Madueke. I think he's overrun it though. And indeed he has. He wants the corner. He's not going to get it. He's claiming the ball. The last touch came off of Isahaku Fatawu. Just looking at the replay of it. Let's see if he was possibly have a shout there. It's very, very tight, to be fair. It's one of those ones that almost bounces off of both players at the same time. Very difficult, really, to sort that one out. Goal kick then for Ghana. And Carlos Queiroz and the Ghanaian camp will be very, very happy with the way things have gone so far. It's been a masterpiece, I guess, at the moment, up until this point. Goal kick then taken by Asari. Towering header back inside the Ghanaian half. It's actually going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Indeed it does. Picks the ball up just inside his penalty area. Ghanaian player's gone down there, holding his back. It's Marvin Sanaya. A little bit of concern for him, holding his lower back, and in the end the goalkeeper's put the ball out of play as he over on the far side. I think he meant to throw the ball out of play, the goalkeeper. It didn't actually go out of play. It was actually retrieved by Madueke. And he's well within his rights, Madueke, to carry on playing, but he didn't in the end. He's back on his feet. Is Marvin Sanaya. And the ball is back with the Ghanaian goalkeeper. We've got 13 minutes now left for play. And at the moment it's herring to a drab draw, and it's chalk and cheese really from the first England game against Croatia, which was a real delight to watch, not just for England fans but for the neutral as well. One of the better games of the tournament so far. Long ball forward now from the Ghanaian goalkeeper. Could they spring a surprise in the last 12-13 minutes or so? It really would be a huge surprise, because they've been completely outplayed without England really creating anything of note. Long ball loop forward for the Ghanaians. It's loose midway inside the England half. Rice plays it forward, but that's not going to find anybody in a white shirt, and in the end it's back with Jeremy Apoku. He goes long down that left hand side. Reece James is underneath it. Cushioned header clear, nice one as well. And that'll be a free kick for the push down that over on that far side on Eberechi. So free kick for England, but inside their own half. And here's Mark Waite to bring the ball over the halfway line, and then feed Noni Madueke down this left-hand side. Ball down the line towards Eberechi, level with the edge of the penalty areas. Eze, he's just shouldered off of the ball. Good strength really from the Ghanaian. It's looped through, and England are in trouble for here. The ball is played down through the centre, and a challenge comes in. It's loose on the edge of the 6-yard area, and somehow the ball has gone behind for a corner, and I don't quite know how that ball didn't end up in the back of the net. Eberechi was just shoulder barged off the ball by Fatawu, slips the ball forward down the centre. The run is made. Good defending, I've got to say, by I think the defending is from Ezri Konsa. Slides in on Prince Adu, who goes down. He's on the floor. He then tries to kick the ball towards goal, and I'll tell you what, it might have ended up in the back of the net, but it actually ended up hitting Semenyo, who didn't know too much about it. It was very, very scrappy, but in the end it was all irrelevant because a free kick was given. Free kick to England, but that was hearts in mouth time for the England fans and for Thomas Tuchel on the touchline there. And it all came about really because Eberechi was just shoulder barged off the ball. It was really strong play. It was a borderline foul, I'd say, from Fatawu. I think it was okay. And England were left exposed. And we're entering the last 10 minutes. And there was a warning shot there for England anyway, more than anything else. Forget the fact that it was a foul, forget the fact that it came to nothing. It did open England up there down this near side. Now here is Madueke down this near side for England. Cuts in field now. Left-footed ball back to Guay. Ball's closed down. He has to touch it back to Ezri Konsa. Now Declan Rice. Rice takes it towards the right-hand side. He's got just ahead of him, Saka ahead of him, goes back to Ezri Konsa though. Now Guay, 35 yards from goal. He's going to clip one in towards the far post towards Saka. There's the header clear. Good one as well. Saka retrieves well for England. Right in corner of the penalty area. And there's a flag up over on the far side. I can only assume when that ball was played forward initially that Saka was offside. Wouldn't mind seeing a replay of that one. It's going to be a free kick to Ghana. And we're in the 81st minute here at the 65,000 capacity Boston Stadium here in Massachusetts. And I'm just looking at a replay of that opportunity for Ghana some moments ago. I think the foul came actually from Semenyo at the end. Ball forward now for Ghana. It's Nico O'Reilly. He's barely touched the ball since he came off the bench. Finds Saka. Saka is retreating back down his own line just to retrieve, or just to ensure he continues with the ball. Goes back towards the edge of the 18-yard line, and then England find their way out down this left-hand side. Noni Madueke. Ball in field to Nico O'Reilly. Finds Gray. He's going to float one out towards the far side. It's a nice ball as well. Beautifully brought down over on the far side by Saka. Surely he's being fouled over on the far side. Indeed, in the end, it's the referee's assistant over on the side flagging furiously toward the free kick. Brings it down beautifully, Saka, and then tries to knock it beyond Gideon Mensah. And the Auxerre man was having none of it. He was climbing all over the back of Bukayo Saka. And England have got a free kick here in a dangerous position as we head into the 83rd minute here in Boston. Still goalless in Group L. England, as long as they don't lose this game, they'll still be top of the group, and they'll be top of the group whatever happens in the other game as well. So they still have this group very much firmly in their own hands. The free kick is going to be over on the far side, the England right, level the edge of the penalty area, and about a yard in field from the right-hand touchline. Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka, in fact, both over there. But it looks as if Rice is going to step away from it and leave it to his Arsenal teammate. It could be a left-footed in-swinger from Bukayo Saka. This could be a big moment here for England if Saka can get this delivery right. Up he steps now. Bukayo Saka, there's the header clear at the near post towards the edge of the penalty area. And in fact, they'll get a free kick there, the Ghanaians, because Gueye has broken up a potential attack there as they won the ball on the edge of the penalty area. And he was putting the shirt of Caleb Urenki. Free kick then for Ghana. England are going to make another change. Here's Rashford for Madueke. And that is that for England, isn't it? That's the 5 changes. So Rashford, who there's still question marks, of course, over what's going to happen with him over the summer. He's been on loan at Barcelona, of course. He still is a Manchester United player. It doesn't appear as if he has a future at Old Trafford, but we may be mistaken. Maybe he does end up staying at Old Trafford. It doesn't look as if he's going to go to Barcelona now, particularly with the signing of Anthony Gordon. But he impressed when he came on in the second half against Croatia and got his deserves as well with his goal. And he gets his first touch now down this near side. Can he provide something, this little bit of magic that England have been lacking? Nico O'Reilly on the overlap, but he's shrugged off the ball. And it's long down the centre for Ghana, and Jordan Pickford comes rushing out of his goal. It's a nice cushion pass actually from the Everton goalkeeper towards Gueye. Finds Rice inside the centre circle. Rice, can he start driving towards the edge of that penalty area? No, he just sort of takes it sideways inside the centre circle and then finds Reece James to his right hand side. Looks like Reece James really is going to get the full 90 in now, isn't he, the Chelsea man? So many injury problems he's had over the years, Reece James. It's good to see him here. It's good to see that he's going to last the 90 as well. Here's Rashford, cuts in field onto the right foot. There's the ball into the box. It's not a bad one, quite low, cleared out towards this near side and cleared by the number 7 Fatawu, and then he's brought down by Rashford. A little bit of frustration there, and free kick for Ghana in their right back position. 6 minutes left for play. We did wonder whether Harry Kane could add to his 2 goals in this fascinating Golden Boot chase at this tournament. Messi leading the way with 5. Mbappe just behind with 4, of course. Cristiano Ronaldo getting onto that particular ladder this afternoon with those 2 goals in that comfortable win for Portugal earlier. Ball is all the way back with Pickford. Pickford bowls it out to Rice. Forward to Reece James inside the last 5 now. A little bit of stoppage time as well, of course. Hydration break. That's a couple of stoppages for injuries. Rashford hugging the touchline down this near side. Eventually it finds the feet of Marcus Rashford. Now then, ball on his right foot. There's the cross. It's not a bad one as well. Headed clear on the edge of the 6-yard area. Rice heads it back out to Saka, right side of the penalty area. Bukayo Saka, ball on his left foot. Looking space. Looking to work place for the shot. Gets the shot in. Oh, it's pushed clear by the goalkeeper. Good effort from Saka. And it's pushed clear by Benjamin Yayari. And it was on target from Saka. Just couldn't quite tuck it in the corner. Otherwise, I think England would have had the lead there. Cleared towards the halfway line for Ghana, but England come again. Rice now scoops it towards the edge of the penalty area. Will it fall for Kane now? Edge of the penalty area. Rodgers. There's the cross for England. There's the header. Oh, it's hit the bar. It'll fall for Kane, and he's blasted it over the bar from 6 yards out. Would you believe it? It was Nico O'Reilly with the header. Brilliant cross from the right-hand side. Nico O'Reilly meets it. Heads it towards goal. It hits the frame, the crossbar and post, and it falls for Kane. 6 yards out. You think 1-0 to England, and left-footed Kane blasts it into row Z. What an opportunity in a game of so few opportunities. Just looking at a replay of that shot from Saka as well. It's a lovely effort. It's curling from outside the post inside. It's actually a really good save. I didn't give him his just deserves there. The Ghanaian goalkeeper Benjamin Asari. That was actually a really, really good one-handed save from Bukayo Saka initially, and then when it was recycled from England, the cross came in. Nico O'Reilly with the header. That hits the frame of the goal. It comes back. They're making a change here, by the way, the Ghanaians. And they're bringing on, well, it's the number 26 who's coming off, which is Marvin Sanaya. And Koya, the number 21, coming on for Ghana. And that is Prepper, the Kojo Prepper, plays for Nice in the French League, number 21. And Prepper is on for the last, 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time. And that moment there could have been the moment of the game, unless England can come again. Nico O'Reilly hitting the crossbar with that header. It falls for Harry Kane, and you would have put your mortgage on Kane burying that one, and he absolutely blasted it over the bar. All goes out of play from the far side. England got a throw in deep inside the Ghanaian half. They're going for this, England. They want the win. Saka takes the quick throw down the line to Reece James. Recycle back towards the halfway line, way inside the centre circle. That's a poor touch though. England have lost it, and Ghana could break here. Over the halfway line they come. That's a poor ball though out towards the far side. Rice will get there. It's chased, and it's chased well by Principe, but Rice is ahead of it, and Rice goes back to Pickford, and Pickford sets England on their way again, and you can see there just in that move how desperate England are to get on with this game to try and win it. Long ball forward comes to nothing though, and Ghana themselves go long, and that's straight to Gueye. The official attendance, 63,983 has just come through on the scoreboard. Marcus Rashford with possession, infield to Gueye. Nico O'Reilly's so close to that header as well. Let's forget for a moment about the miss from Harry Kane. Nico O'Reilly was so close. The hero, of course, in the League Cup final this year for Manchester City with those 2 goals against Arsenal, and the first of those was from his head as well. Rashford, left-hand side of the penalty area, twisting, turning, ball on his right foot, got to get the cross in. Rashford, it's a poor cross, and it's headed clear easily on the edge of the 6-yard area. Rashford tries to head it back towards the edge of the penalty area. Once the free kick, it's in fact gone the other way. The Honduran referee has adjudged the foul against Rashford for the climb on the back of Caleb Urenki. Reece James it was, by the way, with the cross for Nico O'Reilly. I've just seen another replay of it, and I still can't believe Harry Kane's missed it. I really can't. I mean, he could possibly have taken a touch, I guess, Harry Kane. Though if he had taken a touch and then he was closed down, everybody would have criticised him for not taking it on first time. And a player like Harry Kane, with his experience, with his form this season, of course he's going to take it on first time. That's going to be a foul there as long ball's played forward. And it's a foul by Semenyo on the edge of the England penalty area. We're heading into stoppage time then, here at the Boston Stadium. And we're heading towards a point apiece at the moment in Group L, and it'll be the Ghanaians celebrating that one tonight if they can hang on for, how long have we got? Is that 6 minutes I see on the board? Indeed it is. So 6 minutes into the first of those now. And England with possession. And you can follow the match on your national broadcaster. We're into stoppage time. You are listening to independent, studio-based off-tube commentary of this Group L match between England and Ghana, and it's goalless inside stoppage time. A goal now surely wins it. Was the big moment, that moment a few minutes ago for England, with Nico O'Reilly hitting the post and Kane lashing the rebound into the crowd towards our left-hand side. Ghana clear towards the halfway line, but England have it once more. It's been one of the most one-sided games possession-wise you'll see in a World Cup. It really has. But It's not amounted to goals, but now could it? Cross comes in from Rice. Headed clear at the far post, taking no chances at all at the far post to put the ball behind.